welcome back to RDSC Cbse. So, in the last class, what we have discussed is about what is nationalism and the definition of nationalism, where it started, how it started. So, if we can go back again, quickly recap what we have discussed. In the last class, we have discussed about French Revolution, when it occurred, then how there was a sense of collective unity among these French people. And yesterday I stopped somewhere like when Napoleon entered into France. So, in continuation with the next yesterday's class, we will discuss today what happened in France after Napoleon entering into this France. So, as we discussed in the last class, this French Revolution occurred in the year 1789. Then, from 1789 to almost 1804, the France was under the control of a group of active citizens, which means the power was not in the hands of monarchy, it was in the hands of active citizens. But in the year 1804, Napoleon came to France. He came to France. Then what he has done in this France is that as soon as he came back to France, he introduced something known as Napoleonic Code, or we also call it as Civil Code of 1804. Napoleonic Code or Civil Code of 1804. So, as soon as Napoleon came to France, he destroyed he destroyed democracy in France. Then he brought back this monarchy. Then he introduced something known as Napoleonic Code, or we also call it as Civil Code of 1804. So, what does this Civil Code says of 1804? What it says is that first and foremost thing, Napoleon, what he has done is that he removed privileges based on the birth. What do you mean by this? Removed privileges based on the birth, which means once in France, before 1789, as I told in the last class also, the French society was divided into three groups: clergy, nobles, as well as common people, or you can also say first estate, second estate, third estate. Then those who were born in this clergy or nobles, in the first two estates, they used to have certain privileges, or you can say certain rights based on their birth itself. For example, if you take, there is no need to pay any kind of taxes. But as soon as Napoleon entered, what he has done is that he removed privileges based on the birth. No noble, no clergy. Everyone is equal before the law. So that is what second thing he also brought, that is he established equality before the law. He removed privileges based on the birth and he established equality before the law. Everyone is equal before the law. Then, third thing what he has also done is that he secured right to property. That means people can hold their properties. There is no one has the right to occupy someone else's property. So, everyone has the right to hold their property. So, these three changes he brought in France as soon as he entered in France during the year 1804. Then he did not stop there itself. What he has done is that he tried to export this Civil Code of 1804 to other countries in the Europe, or you can say those countries which were under the control of French society. For example, countries like Dutch, Switzerland, Italy, Germany, etc. etc. So there also, what he has done is that he brought some of the changes. For example, what he has done is that he abolished feudal system. Feudal system in the sense, you can say there was a division among the societies in Europe, and the land was usually under the control of landlords, and those other people, they were supposed to work under this landlords. So he removed that feudal system. Then next thing what he has done is that he also removed manorial dues as well as serfdom. First of all, we will discuss what is this manorial dues, then we will come to this serfdom. Manorial dues means, for example, in those days if there is a big landlord is there means he used to have a huge amount of land. Then what he used to do is that he used to divide that land into different parts. It can be in any way. Then each part of this land we used to call it as manor. And what this landlord used to do is that this landlord he will assign each part of the land to different people, or you can say we call those people as also something like serfs. Then what these serfs are supposed to do is that they are supposed to cultivate these different pieces of land throughout their life. Even after their death, their sons or whoever is their natural heirs, they are also supposed to cultivate this same piece of land. Then whatever they cultivate, they are supposed to give back to this landlord. But when Napoleon entered into this other parts of this Europe, what he has done is that he removed both this manorial dues as well as serfdom. Then next thing what he has also done is that he removed this guild restrictions. What do you mean by this guild restrictions is those days, for example, when a group of people are doing the same kind of business, what they used to do is that they used to move from one place to other place in a large group, or you can say in a group. Then whenever they move from one place to other place, what they are supposed to do is that they have to pay some kind of taxes wherever they move. But this time what Napoleon has done is that he also removed these guild restrictions. Then what he has also done is that he has improved transport system as well as communication system. Transport system in the sense, you all know that it's a moving from one place to other place, as well as communication means communicating between the people. So these transport and communication systems was also improved by Napoleon. So once again, if we come back to this France Napoleonic Code, he came to France in the year 1804. Then as soon as he came back, he destroyed democracy in France. Then he brought back this monarchy. And what he has done in that day is he introduced a code known as Napoleonic Code, or we also call it as Civil Code of 1804. This is very important. It can be asked in your board examination. Then under the Civil Code, what they have done is that first and foremost thing, what he has done, he removed privileges based on the birth. No clergy, no noble, everyone is equal before the law. Then he also gave right to property right. He has given that, he has told that people can hold their properties. And he did not stop there itself. He exported, that means he tried to implement the same code in other parts of this Europe, the countries which were under the control of France. And what he has done in that is that he abolished feudal system. Then he also removed manorial dues, serfdom was abolished, guild restrictions were removed. Then he also improved transport and communication system. Then what was the reaction of the people? Now we will see the reaction of the people. What was the reaction of the people with this Napoleonic Code or Civil Code? So the reaction of the people. What was the reaction of the people with this Napoleonic Code? In the beginning, all the peasants, or you can say businessmen, artisans, or whoever the people who are there in this third estate, they were all very happy. They were all enjoying this newly brought transport system, communication system, removing these guild restrictions. So everyone was enjoying all these new laws brought by Napoleon with this Napoleonic Code. But then before that, what they have also ensured is that they thought Napoleon is the someone who brings liberty to their lives. Liberty, or you can say freedom to their lives. But as soon as the time passed, what happened is that the reaction of the people slowly started changing. In the beginning, they felt that Napoleon was the person who brings freedom or who brings liberty into their lives. But soon after some time, they slowly started seeing Napoleon as something like a hostile to them, or we also call hostile in the sense something like enemy nature. And why they started seeing something like enemy nature is that he brought three changes again in all these European countries. What are those three changes is that first and foremost thing, he increased taxes. The reason why he was turned from the bringer of freedom to an enemy nature or to an hostile nature. Why? Because he brought three changes in Europe. The first change was that he increased taxes. For example, if a group of people if they are paying 5% of tax, suddenly he might have increased to 10 or you can say 15% of taxes. Then, second thing what he has also brought is that he brought back something known as censorship. Censorship in the sense, for example, if you want to publish any kind of any kind of article or news article or everything, it has to be shown to the king or it has to be shown to this Napoleon. If it is good, if it is in favor of Napoleon, then only he says that he can go for publication. If it is against the king or if it is against the society, they are not supposed to be published. So that is what he brought back, this censorship. For example, nowadays we also watch movies, and each movie, if you see, there will be a censor certificate which was given by censor board. So in the same way, whatever they used to publish, everything was censored by this Napoleon. Then third thing which he has also brought is that he brought something known as forced conscription. He brought this forced conscription, which means without the willingness of a person, he forcefully recruited those people into this army. So, forced conscription means even if a person is not willing to do any kind of activities, he forcefully taken them into this army. So, because of these three changes, increasing taxes, brought back censorship, and at the same time, because of this forced conscription, what happened is that he was slowly turned into a hostile nature or enemy nature. So, in the beginning, they felt that everything was good, they were enjoying all these newly found rights or transportation, communication system, everything they were enjoying. They thought he was their person who brings this liberty. Now, slowly, because of some other changes which he has brought, what he has done is he was turned into hostile, or they started seeing him as an enemy. Why? Because he brought three changes again. He increased taxes, he brought back censorship, and there is something known as forced conscription into this army. That means even if a person is not at all willing to join the army, he has forcefully taken into this army. So this is what about today's lecture, that is Napoleonic Code, or we also call it as Civil Code, then reaction of the people. So the remaining thing we will see it in the next class. Thank you.